Hi, folks. Welcome to Money Meisters. This is Don Brailsford, your host, and today I have Tim Hensley on. Tim, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Don.
Tim is an expert in a very unique form of, what's the right way to put this, of structuring your business and creating opportunities for business. And what he's actually able to do is he's able to turn risk management in your firm into a profit center. And for those of us who have paid, hundreds of thousands, some of us millions of dollars for insurance over the years, wouldn't it be nice if that was a profit center? So Tim, thanks so much for coming on and sharing your wisdom with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Don.
Sure. Now, when you and I spoke, you started explaining to me what it was that, you explained to me the concept of a captive insurance company and what that meant. Can you give us a real quick explanation of that? Because, and I want to stress here, it's not that the terms aren't necessarily what people exactly think they are, because owning a company and having an insurance company doesn't mean that you're going to be running a big company. It's more just about ownership and structure. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, a captive insurance company has been given to us by our legislators a number of years ago, where we as a business owner can actually own our own insurance company to help offset or mitigate business risks that we might encounter that we can't ordinarily purchase through our normal insurance or traditional insurance company.
Right. And you were telling me some examples of that. I think you ticked off a whole slew of them. You said they've identified well over 50 of them, but it was things like, what was it, data breaches? What was some of the other things, just to give people an idea of the kinds of things you're talking about?
Yeah, there's political risks. In other words, our government changes their laws every year or every 4 years or whatever period of time it is, the laws changes, and that can affect our business even to the point of putting us perhaps out of business. Another would be business interruption. If we have some type of, it could be a strike, employees go on strike or they walk out. It could be where our supply chain, if we have a particular product that won't be delivered at the particular time, whether we're a computer company or whether we're a clothing company or manufacturer, even if we're a construction company, if we don't have certain materials that aren't delivered in a prescribed period of time that we need, then that can affect us in a very big way, and sometimes could even put us out of business. Reputation. Right. Today, the media, Facebook, and all of the media, social media that we have accessible to us across our country and across the world, that can have a major effect upon us as well, and could put us out of business.
Yeah, there's so many things like that. And, the whole, you were listing off the fact that, there's so many, first of all, there's so many governmental insurance companies. Like you said, there's one for the FHA, for the VA, there's so many of them have insurance premiums that they charge people. But, you gave me another example that sort of brought it home for me and that I think everybody lived with. What was that one?
Well, when we go to Best Buy and we buy something, they are going to offer us insurance so that we can bring it back and not have that hassle of returning it and getting a new one.
Right.
So they charge us a little premium, and everyone probably knows and understands what I'm talking about here. Yep. Because we're offered that little insurance policy.
And the thing about that's interesting is when you look into it, you find out that those insurance policies are the single most profitable product that they offer. It's a Absolutely. Huge portion of their revenue. Yes. They've turned risk management because, they're going to get claims, they're going to get complaints. This way, they can have people, they can provide sort of what would be considered amazing customer service. Like, oh yeah, sure, here, just take another one. But the fact is they turned it into a profit center. And that's the same kind of thing that you can do for your company, only there's lots of different ways to do it that people might not think of. And one of the things we pointed out was, you talked about, someone pays an insurance policy for their automobile for 10 years. If you don't have a claim, that's all profit. And one of the big things about insurance, owning an insurance company is you get some favorable tax treatment. Talk about that a little bit, if you would.
Well, as we all know, that insurance from a business standpoint is an expense, merely an expense to us. And we don't get any of the premium back that we pay. If we don't have a claim, we don't receive money back from our insurance company, the traditional insurance company. With our own insurance company, however, when we pay the premium, it is an expense. If there is no claim at the end of a year, then that turns into profit to the insurance company. And if you own the insurance company, you now can do whatever you want with that profit, with those funds. You know, Don, another thought that comes to my mind is that when we own our own insurance company, we don't tend to think of its profitability. The insurance companies do, the traditional insurance companies. And this does not replace a business owner's current insurance. It actually fills in the gaps, deductibles. This can cover a deductible. It can cover legal fees. Many gaps that a business owner faces, this can help take care of, and then turn it into a profitable line, if you will, versus just an expense to the company.
Right. So just to kind of wrap this up, if you own a, small to medium size, good sized company, and you're looking for a way to provide yourself with some place to, some expenses that can reduce your taxes, but that don't decrease your wealth, some expenses that will be treated more favorably tax-wise, and we can go into that another time, but I know that the tax treatment for those profits on the insurance company are treated special because, of course, the insurance companies have worked that out. And if you want to be able to do some really amazing planning based on this and turn your risk management in your firm into a profit center, a captive insurance is something you should definitely look into. Now, Tim, how can they get a hold of you and learn more about this?
Well, there's a couple ways. They can contact me via email, or they are certainly welcome to call me, and I'll have a conversation with them on the phone or Skype or in person. And we go through an initial evaluation to determine if a captive insurance company fits for them.
So you can have a 10 or 15 minute conversation with someone and probably get a good sense of whether or not it's a good fit or not?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, then why don't we do this? When we post this podcast and the article, I want to attach, with your permission, your email and your phone number. And people, if you're watching this, is that okay, by the way?
Yes.
Is it okay? Okay. If people who are watching this understand that with a 10 or 15 minute call, you can find an opportunity to take some of the biggest expenses you have and turn them into a profit center and turn it into a way to accumulate wealth for whatever use, retirement or investment in growth of your own business or whatever else it is, but to be treated and also to have far greater protection for some serious black swan events that could be existential, that could wipe out your business, and instead be prepared for them and make it so that you can sleep at night knowing that you're covered for almost anything under the sun. Tim, thanks so much for being on today. Thanks for sharing this information with us. This is not widely known, and I'm sure people appreciate it. And to you folks, thanks for watching the Money Meisters podcast. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, thank you, Don.
Thanks, Tim.